Hi guys. Okay, so today I wanted to talk to you about event planning. I know that I have mentioned in some of the other episodes how that is what I mainly do, is produce events focused around film and entertainment. And I'm really excited because I'm actually hosting an event for MS. I'm really looking forward to taking my production skills and actually putting it towards something that, of course, is so important to me now, which is this race to stop MS. So this event is going to donate to the McCourt Foundation. I have their info below here. They are based out of Boston, and they actually help families and people with MS that are having financial hardship. We all know how much our medical bills cost, how much our prescriptions cost. So this is something that I'm just really excited that it's giving back to actual people. When I was looking at what different nonprofits I wanted to give to, I was really torn, and I was so fortunate because a good friend of mine, Lauren Trinkle, reached out to me. She runs marathons. I don't know why anyone does that, but she does. And she's running in the Boston Marathon and is running in my name and is giving back to the McCourt Foundation. So that's kind of how this all kind of came together. So I am going to be flying out to Boston to meet her at the finish line, and I just want to do everything that I can to raise money and awareness and support for this event. You guys are going to get to see the whole recap of the event. Hopefully you will go online and still donate to the McCourt Foundation, and just be aware of all of these organizations that are here to kind of help us. So how to do an event. So I know that there's so many pieces involved. You know, I've posted events and planned events for everyone from, you know, Puff Daddy to Common to Sir Sidney Poitier. And I just, again, can't wait to put all of my 15 years of knowledge into this MS fundraiser. And you really kind of just start off with your checklist of, you know, everything that you need. You know, you need food, you know, you need alcohol. If it's going to be a good event, there needs to be some type of spirits, and you need to make sure you have your team in place and kind of have the objective of what it is that you want to do. And so for this event, the unique thing is we're doing a silent auction that is going to hopefully add even more of a, you know, bolstering of what we're trying to fundraise for the McCourt Foundation. So that's something that adds a whole nother element of crowd control, making sure that everyone has, you know, what they need so that the auction runs smoothly, in addition to making sure that they have a good time. So the first step was going on venue scoutings, finding venues that could work with our budget, and making sure that it could be the size that we needed it to be. This event's going to be a little over 100 people. It's going to be at Hinoki and the Bird in Century City. They have the most amazing lobster ramen that I've ever had. So go, if you live in LA, check it out. Hinoki and the Bird in Century City. The place is just beautiful. As you can see in these photos here, it just looks like you walked into a garden. The reason why I chose this venue was because this budget is really small. So I wanted to pick a place that could handle our budget. I didn't really have a floral budget, so you want to kind of keep an eye out for different places that meet the aesthetic that you're looking for, that aren't going to add to, you know, your budget. So Hinoki was the perfect spot. It doesn't need anything. It literally looks like you've stepped into a garden. So I've cut down on my floral bill, and more money can go to the McCourt Foundation. So once found the venue that worked, next up was bringing costs down even more, and that was bringing in sponsored product. So you'd be surprised at how many brands want to get their product in front of people like ourselves, consumers. So I reached out to Heineken Beer, Empathy Wines, Orison Wines, Shirlene Champagne, and got the entire bar completely covered with donated product. There's a new gin called Amass Gin that I'm excited to try. They're going to be doing gin cocktails. The sparkling rosé is from Shirlene. Orison has the most amazing rosé wines. And so already I've completely cut my catering bill, you know, in a third because I've gotten donated product. Some venues might charge you a corkage fee for bringing in outside product, but it's still going to save you so much more than if you were to do a bar, at the venue, through their kind of, billing. So it's definitely something you want to talk about and negotiate when you're having those contract, conversations. Then you work on the menu, see what you can do. Family style is an amazing way to kind of cut down on costs, but also make sure everyone has as much food as they need. I don't know if you've been to, let's say, Maggiano's or Buca di Beppo, any of those family style kind of restaurants. The portions are humongous, and everyone's rolling out of there. So, if you can do a family style menu that's seated, that's amazing. If you want to do a standing reception, where it's more of like buffet style, that's great too. All of those things are going to kind of save, on costs. So once we check that off, it's moving on to sound, AV, what kind of music do you need, and just seeing what resources you already have, within your circle of friends. You'd be surprised, someone in your circle has a DJ kind of turntable, that you could use, to bring in, whether it's a Spotify playlist that you make that just patches into the house sound system. Finding out if the venue you work with, has AV, whether maybe they have an in-house microphone so you don't have to rent one. So it's just trying to see what resources you kind of, already have. And then that's going to get you closer to, being able to have the type of event that you really want to have, but being able to stay like within budget. Once those pieces are kind of put together, you're really ready to go. I always create what I call a run of show, which is just kind of a communication that lets everybody know what time everything's happening. So, liquor's being delivered at this time. I'm arriving at this time. Doors open at whatever particular time. We sit down for lunch at this time. The program begins at this time. The auction starts at this time. Just kind of literally line by line, hour by hour, minute by minute, what's happening that day, so that everyone that is a part of your team can just look at that. It's not all in your head, and they're able to execute in case you're not around. So once that's locked and loaded, it's time for the event. So check out how much fun we had when I come back on, so that you can see how much we raised. I can't wait. So stay tuned.